Well, everybody, it's a new world that we're living in. The Zoom world is not as perfect as in person. We did start at 9:40. We had several individuals join after 9:15, maybe even close to 9:30. So I do recommend, and I do this with my own, calendar, is to have an alert set up so that way you know to get online at 9 or 9:10 in the morning, so we can get started as early as we can. Sometimes things can't be avoided, like dogs might run away, but that happens. Our Toastmaster did start at 9:48, which was very close to on schedule. So we did a great job with our opening and getting back on track. Our evaluation tip, Ed Aylward, you said the ayes have it. You reminded us to give actionable feedback and that we are giving tools to assist others, which is exactly why we're all here. Great job with that. Evaluation team 1. Leo, you had a suggestion to put a dot on your screen, which I thought was really, really helpful, because when I come back, I look at all the people, but if I'm going back and forth, looking back and forth, it's helpful to come back to that same spot every time. Also, you had a suggestion not to use 2 different types of numbering, which I also struggled with that during the speech, so I think that was great. Edward, you discussed that you have 2 children, so you really appreciated the topic, which immediately drew me into what you wanted to say and how this was going to affect you. You did give a suggestion to provide visuals with each of the pieces, and then you said something that really, really touched my heart. You said, and it wasn't part of the evaluation, but you said no one can fill the shoes of our own mother, and I found that just very heartfelt. Frank, you had nearly a perfect evaluation style. You had such a great sandwich. You started out with some accolades. You gave us, you gave some suggestions relating to the shifting in the chair, and then you wrapped it up with some additional accolades, which I thought was just fantastic. A lot of times I see evaluators, even in SML, say, kind of give that first part and that second part, and at the end they say, overall it was great, kind of as your bottom sandwich. Your sandwich is going to fall apart if with that kind of bread at the bottom. Now, evaluation team 2. I just want to make a comment about evaluation team 2 and how much I could tell that evaluation team 2 really cared about what they were talking about today. The care and the fellowship from that team really came through. Keith, you, I really appreciated how personal that you made your evaluation. You talked about how you were brought in, and you also were giving some comments about, you know, the geography and giving us an anchor, how to give us a better idea of where she's at in South Dakota. Mervat, you talked about pacing and gestures, and you gave specific examples relating to how she might improve, which is always very helpful. Sometimes we talk in generalities, but the specific examples are really little nuggets that your speaker can take away. And then Jackie, you had fun giving your evaluation, and it was apparent how much fun you had while listening to the speech. So I really enjoyed your evaluation, and you gave some really nice tips on how to enhance the visuals. I would like to comment on our grammarian, Ed Aylward. You also showed how much fun you had in the meeting, and you gave us a lot of examples of the fun language that you found. You had really nice energy, and it was fun to listen to how much fun you had. You did show us how closely you listened. You noted some words like the word stuff that we use, and then also just a word, breakfasts, that we sometimes say. And then lastly, our timers. I can't even imagine, I mean, I can imagine, but just the amount of work that our timers and our assistant timer put into their roles, really takes a lot, and it takes a lot of attention. And it's the kind of attention that is hard in Toastmasters because you want to listen to people speaking. And then Jim, our videographer, excellent tips today. We really look to you for some of those tips. I know you've given speeches on it, and everything you say is always very helpful. So thank you for bringing that expertise to SML. Ladies and gentlemen, I had a great time at this meeting. I think we had a really strong, fun, heartfelt meeting, if you will. And I'd like to thank our guests for being here too. And I will turn it back to our Toastmaster, Pat.
Thank you so much, Carolyn, for leading the team, for giving your feedback and really summing it all up. Really the meat, the double stuff of our meeting just happened in the last 15, 20 minutes. So thank you so much for leading that effort. A couple of final comments from me. First of all, before I introduce the evaluator of the day of the month, just want to give you the 3 last suggestions for places you might get out and look at the splendor of our autumn. And then one final. So you might go to Indian Mounds Park, which is right in St. Paul. You might come over to Minneapolis on the southeast side and go to Minnehaha Falls, beautiful area. And you also might try Afton State Park. And if all else fails, you don't want to jump in the car or anything like that, you can just go out your front or your back door and just walk your neighborhood. Okay, it is time for me to announce our best evaluator today we had excellent evaluations across the board. One person achieved, let's see if I can do this now, was voted as best evaluator. Please help me congratulate Mr. Keith Hardy. And there's your certificate on the screen. Congratulations, Keith. And thank you to Keith and all of our evaluation team for delivering, like Carolyn said, the double stuff of our meeting. Now, I would like to return control to our president. Please welcome back Mr. Leo Smith.
Thank you very much, Pat. Fantastic job as Toastmaster. And I do want to say we had a great meeting today as well. I enjoyed a lot. One of the lucky things I get to do is give out the Sunny Award. Before I do that, I'm going to ask out loud, can someone take notes for this, secretary notes for this meeting for who we are awarded? Oh, thank you very much, Carolyn. I appreciate that. And they can just be very brief, just so we note our awards and other items. So first and foremost, I just want to thank Jim for the excellent preparation. He was, you never see we only see the tip of the iceberg, but never the iceberg, and Jim is definitely an iceberg. Thank you very much for the preparation. And also, Carolyn and Pat, you did a wonderful job. Tough choice for me for the Sunny Award, but I am going to award it for Pat for stepping in, but not only that, but also for reminding us to make the most of the next few days, few weeks, as long as fall remains with us, because if people think spring is short, try fall.
That's right.
It's one of my favorite seasons as well, besides the other 3. All right, we do need to take care of some business here, and I'm just going to actually should have taken care of this earlier, didn't, and I don't see our membership, Vice President of Membership, so I'm going to ask someone to move the motion. Stan has turned in an application to become a member of our club, and I would just like to take that early vote now. And so I'm going to need to get a move to motion from a member, and then a second.
Yes, I would like to move for the motion to welcome Stan as a new member for our club.
Oh, yeah.
Seconded.
All right, and there's a second. I heard a second, so I'm going to ask for some discussion, if there's any discussion at all. Hearing no discussion, we'll close that, and then we'll by voice, we'll try voice. Let's see, can we vote yes if you're for that? Go ahead, or you can raise your hand as well. But I'd like to hear the voices.
Yes!
Yes.
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 Welcome. And I'm gonna, I think that was overwhelming. So I'm gonna have to no's. There was any no's? No, that's what I thought. All right, welcome, Stan. We'll get you rostered up very short. One thing I will say, just as a note, is to make sure that you get into our member, and I'm not sure how we do it, but we get into our membership thing so you get on that master list of emails where we of members. So, all right.
I can show you
Now
how
I'm
to
going
do
to
that,
ask
Leo.
for some. All right, thank you. I'm going to ask for some comments first from Sheila, and then I'll go to Stan. But Sheila, would you like to make a few more comments about your experience tonight, this morning?
Great.
All right, then I'm